These landed Brits are trying to make their house a home.
I would give anything for that. Anything!
So we're getting adventurous with pattern.
Feels very daring.
I'm a bit like, whoa.
To make empty rooms pop with a hit of eco green.
I love that you're going bold with it.
Chetna and Bhups are world travelers who were always on the move. So of course they didn't buy furniture. But now that they've settled into a beautiful historic home, they need to fill their main floor. And we're gonna help them do it.
We've been in this country for 2 years, and we've been living in this house for 5 months now.
So now it's a really good opportunity for us to actually place some roots. We want to make our house a home now.
The things that we loved about this house are the traditional character of the place. It's a very old property. I mean, it was built over 100 years ago. It's important to us that Samantha uses environmentally friendly design techniques.
We like the idea of repurposing things that were otherwise going to be thrown away, rather than always looking for something new to buy. And I'd also like it to feel as if we've lived here for a while, rather than we've just moved in yesterday, which is what it feels like right now. This is our living and dining space.
This is beautiful. I mean, you have so much natural light in this space.
We've got the luxury of a blank canvas, but we don't know which piece we should start with and decorate the room around.
We can definitely make this space feel a lot more cozy and comfortable. The first thing I notice when I walk into the room is this coffered ceiling. Oh, this ceiling is incredible. I would give anything for that. Anything!
It is a beautiful ceiling, along with the radiators and the floor. This was another thing that we really liked about the place.
Now, what are you thinking in terms of color and style?
As you can see, I'm very neutral in my color taste, and Chetna, she's totally the opposite. She loves the color.
Oh, you're talking about the way you're dressed right now. What about style?
We like a room that looks like it's got some history to it and it's got a story to tell. So a little bit of an eclectic feel to it.
I'm excited.
I love the challenge of an eclectic mix, and so does my design crew. Christian and Julia are bringing their diverse mix of construction and eco talents.
Chetna and Bhups would like us to work on their living and dining room.
Wow, that
Oh my
ceiling is
gosh.
fantastic.
I know. How often do you find a coffered ceiling in a home in the city?
Not too
Never.
often.
Amazing architectural details. You'll love this couple, Jules. They're really into salvaging furniture. They bought a couple of sofas online. They love their chairs. They definitely need to be refurbished. And they have this fabulous dining table, which was from a salvaged tree.
Oh, nice.
So we're keeping all that. They really want a home that looks like it's been collected over time, and it's not really looking like that right now.
The reason the room's empty is because we've been travelling around, we've lived in a couple of different countries before we've decided to make this our home. So we haven't collected things over a period of time like most people would.
They have some great pieces. They found these 2 sofas. I like the lines of them. I don't necessarily think that they should have 2.
They're very comfortable. Fabric's a bit questionable, though.
They looked a lot nicer on the photograph.
The pattern is pretty funky, I gotta say.
I'm sure it was very fashionable in its time.
Its time is no longer. The rooms are feeling a little bit bare bones.
Yeah,
A
there's
little
not
sparse
much.
right now, yeah.
We need to sort of build things up so that it's a little less Spartan looking.
Yeah.
They don't have a focal point in the space, and that's why they're really having trouble decorating.
It's been a bit challenging to know where the furniture should be because we've got 2 windows here and a doorway there.
But I think that the windows are the focus of the room. They need to be widened somehow. I'm wondering, Christian, if you could build a valance box or a pelmet.
I was afraid you were going to tell me to make new windows.
Me too.
But yeah, Valance would do that, wouldn't it?
Some soft drapery panels on the side. And then in their dining area, they've got these 4 great chairs.
We like the style of them and they're really sturdy chairs.
And it looks like the arms don't fit under the yeah, they don't fit under the table.
No,
So I don't know if we cut these arms off, if we source more chairs.
Maybe I go find something that's armless. It'd be fun to kind of create an eclectic seating arrangement.
They're gonna need some more furniture.
Yes, get some more stuff in there. Have you thought about any colors or fabrics you want to introduce here?
Because Chetna likes patterns so much, I thought it would be really wonderful to do a big floral print of some sort on the sofa and some pattern on their furniture. Whereas Bhups, he's more neutral. So I want to paint the whole space in maybe something along these lines, but I don't want to get hemmed in by a paint color. I'd like to build a fabric story first, and then the fabric will dictate the paint color.
And so what do you think of this ceiling pendant fixture?
Bhups hates it, so I think that we can change that easily. Let's donate this one.
I have some pictures to show you guys. These are stunning fixtures made out of scrap metal, so they're perfect for them since they're all about reusing.
So these are like one of a kind, eh?
They are.
This is one that I can see in the space. I think that it'll be a really fabulous counterpoint to the square table to have just the really large round fixture here. Perfect.
Yeah, I love that you're going bold with this.
I know, well, if there's any couple who we can go bold with, I think that it's Chetna and Bhups because they're really cool and well-traveled. Chetna and Bhups bought this home for the beautiful architectural details.
The bones are there, but the furniture is not. So we're shopping for new pieces and recycling old ones. Layers of eclectic goodies will help it feel like it's evolved with time, especially since they want to refurbish some existing pieces. Plain old windows will get a personality boost after Christian's done with them, and no one likes boring dinner parties, so we're filling the room with conversation pieces to complement those coveted historic details. As for the paint, we're thinking a shade of blue with some punch for the walls.
And then leaving the trim, the ceiling, as well as the baseboards in white to really make them pop.
Chetna and her husband Bhups have traveled far and wide.
We haven't collected things like most people would.
But now that they're settling down, we're setting them up with eco-chic rooms
I love that you're going bold with this.
that feel as eclectic as they are.
So many great fabrics.
And this is kind of along the lines of what I'm thinking. For their dining chairs,
Okay.
this white painted finish, soft white, and then like a really bold graphic fabric. In fact, I kind of like the pillow fabric.
So do you want to use this as our inspiration and walk around more?
I'll walk around with this. Is that what
Yeah,
you're telling
carry
me?
it.
You're telling me to carry the pillow?
Pick it up.
Okay. Okay, sofa fabric. These ones are possibilities. I love the energy of this fabric and the way these two work together.
Yeah. It's quite bold. So you're thinking this for the sofa?
Yeah, and I'm feeling bold. I don't think the color is right because this is reading to me as a bit red.
Yes.
And I want something that's like
Okay.
a deeper pink.
Like a lipstick?
A lipstick. What about this one?
I like that. Lipstick red.
It's definitely lipstick. I love that there's sort of two tones of the red. Okay, so why don't we find some fabrics that are going to temper all of this?
We don't want to scare off poor Bhups, so we need some neutrals to throw into the mix.
These are the neutrals I was looking for. Now the sofa works because all of these will temper this strong pattern.
And this red here just picks up on the red.
I love that you found this.
Just repeats.
And then this one's not so neutral, Jules.
It's not, but you know, it's just another layer to add into the whole mix.
I love it. And then add in this,
Or a shot of color.
and it all works together. I'm still debating whether or not to put something on the floors or not, because I like your bare floors. But I'm going to show you some carpet samples anyway, just in case. What I've chosen are grasses. These would really give the space a little bit of texture.
I kind of like that one, actually.
I like walking around with bare feet.
I have them in my own home, and I like the feeling of walking on these.
I definitely like that one the best.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be very excited. This is the light fixture
Wow.
that we sourced for over your dining table. It's a step up from the one you currently have.
How big is that,
Just
though?
a
It looks
little bit.
huge in that
It's
photograph.
large, but because you can see through it, it doesn't take up a lot of visual space, so it's not going to read as heavy. These are 3 different samples of the type of drapery treatments we can use in your space. What I really want you to look at is the different type of header.
Well, I don't like that one, that's for
No, I
sure.
really like this one.
Well, I think it's decided.
Okay, that's great. On to pattern and color. I brought a whole bunch of fabric samples.
I don't know if you'd like it, but I like this one. It's
I think
kind
these
of
two
fun.
work really well together.
I think that they work really well with the staples that Julie and I chose. This color palette, I think, would work really well.
I like the palette, but it just seems quite a lot of different patterns. Like, it just feels very daring.
I was looking at the patterns and I was thinking, oh my God, what is she going to do with all these patterns? I'm a bit like, whoa.
Okay, let me help you. This is the sofa, right? 2 chairs. And then side panels, the valance box, and what ties it all together is the paint color.
Oh, I love that
that's
colour.
beautiful.
So
Really
it's
nice
bird's
colour.
egg. The only large application that you have of patterned fabric is your sofa.
I'm still not 100% sure how this is going to come together. I'm very interested to see how that piece of fabric is going to work on that sofa.
Despite his fabric fears, Bhups is rolling along with the plan, and paint is rolling onto those blank walls. Julia always knows the best spots for vintage finds, so she's snapping up some options for a dining room buffet and other thrift pieces to pepper in.
Hi,
Hey, this is gorgeous.
isn't it?
Well, now you can see the molding, right? What I can't wait for is once they paint this room in the same robin's egg blue, this ceiling is so going to pop. So this is a beautiful chair.
Yeah, well, I found these online and they're gonna work great with Chetna and Bhups' existing chairs.
Right.
I've measured the seat and the height of the back so they're all gonna be unified in terms of proportion.
Right.
It's gonna make for that eclectic feel.
Right.
They're not matchy-match.
Oh, I like
but-
that.
And look, you can even pull them right underneath this time.
Much better.
And I've got some pictures of dining buffet.
Oh, see, I love this one.
That was my #1 choice.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Once all of the details get painted,
I know, look at all the carving.
it's the carving that makes the difference. I like it.
These homeowners need to fill their main floor.
I'm excited.
And a planet-friendly but colorful design plan
Oh my God, what is she going to do with all these patterns?
is just what these world travelers need for a lived-in feel. I'm looking for pieces to honor Chetna and Bhups' landed home. They've settled in the north, and ceramicist Catherine Morley's newest project is a nod to the cold.
I've always loved ceramics. I absolutely love mold making, and I think that it's really important in design to create more than just fashionable objects. So everything that I make, for me, has something really important to say.
So what are you making?
I'm making a casting of my Arctic iceberg bookends.
Releasing it from the mold must be the fun part.
It is the fun part. This one has to sit and dry, but I have this one over here, which is ready to go. You want to grab onto the top piece, and you want to just really carefully and slowly go straight up. And don't be afraid, if you squish a corner, it's still wet, so we can sort of put it back into shape.
Okay, as long as you trust me.
That looks good. It's perfect.
It came off so easily.
Yeah. This line was caused by the mold, and we need to take it off because it's kind of ugly.
Okay. Why icebergs?
We all know the glaciers are melting in the Arctic. By bringing it into the house, hopefully will be a reminder for us in our daily lives. This will dry out for a couple of days and it'll become hard. I will put it in the kiln, fire it, glaze it. If all goes well, it will look like this. These are the finished project.
Oh, gorgeous. They're so clean and modern, and you just glaze the top half.
Yeah, that's to call attention to the melting, the water melting off the glaciers.
These are going to be perfect for Chetna and Bhups.
If I'm collecting artifacts, they're gonna need a home, and nooks were made for shelving. So long, boring light fixture. Hello, statement piece.
The server, which Julia sourced from a thrift store, is currently being sprayed in a vintage-inspired cream, which will also give the dining chairs a historic feel once they're sprayed, while the ceiling and baseboards are done in a more current and modern white. And a lot of designers think that cream hates white, but because we're going for an evolve over time look in this room, it's really going to work.
For Chetna and Bhups' valance box, we chose to go with just a straight line, keep it really modern. I really like using plywood for this job because it's really light, but it's a little floppy still, and I want to reinforce that with just a little extra material. And I'm just using this little offcut as a gauge for fastening this piece into place. And as I move my way down the material, I slide my little gauge along with it. There we go. Now, that's quite a bit stiffer. I'm liking that. Now I'm just gonna make the ends you'll see I've left just a little gap all the way around here of about 1.5 inches, and that's to allow the upholstery to roll over the side and be fastened in here nice and flush. Again, using glue. Now I just want to prime it, just in case somebody sneaks a peek under here. I'm not going to mount this today because it has to go to the upholsterer to be finished, but I do want to mount these brackets on the wall and be sure it fits. Hook this into place. That's a nice fit. When that comes back from the upholsterer, that's going to be fantastic.
Chetna and Bhups may not have had a lot to start with,
And I'd also like it to feel as if we've lived here for a while.
but we refurbished what they did have,
The pattern is pretty funky.
and we're closing in on filling it up.
When I first met with Chetna and Bhups, they explained to me that they found it difficult to decorate their space because they didn't have an obvious focal point like a fireplace. Instead, every wall in the room has an entranceway or a window. Now, a focal point generally refers to the first wall that you see when you enter the room where there's a high area of energy.
So in this room, it's that front window with the garden view. We're building up and around it, starting with the valance box.
They are 14 inches wider on either side than the frame of the window.
And the bold couch grounds our vignette below.
I further framed the window with a lamp on one side. On this side, I'm going to do this large vase to balance out the lamp because we're going for that collected over time look and not a matchy-matchy look.
And to punctuate that even more, some artifacts that we've collected are moving in. Chetna and Bhups wanted to turn empty rooms into eclectic spaces that feel lived in. We repurposed their furniture just like they wanted and added those special touches to welcome them home.
Oh, it's so
Wow.
amazing. Look. I couldn't really get over how beautiful it was. There was a lot of detail, there was so much to look at.
It's perfect. I love it. My legs are shaking. I just went, wow. Just looking at how she's brought everything together, pulled all the fabrics together, the colors of the walls, and I think it works really well.
This is your sofa with that ratty old fabric on
I
it.
can't believe it. It's like a brand new sofa.
Seeing the sofa with that fabric on, it's made a focal point in those two rooms, which is fantastic.
These were vintage. We found them secondhand and just upholstered them in a really awesome linen fabric. This caned chair, it's perfect in here and it picks up on the other wood tones in the room. Another vintage piece is that chest of drawers.
It feels eclectic and it feels like bits have come from all different places. We really appreciate the fact that Sam made a big effort to design the room as environmentally friendly as possible, reusing many of our pieces of furniture already rather than going out and purchasing new pieces.
I decided to make the windows the focus of the room by building them out with large valance boxes that Christian made.
They've really kind of brought them to life now. They really pop out more. And
We took advantage of your little nook here with some shelves.
I love the shells.
See the ceramic icebergs that are atop of your sofa table. They're bookends.
they're lovely, a really cute little touch, I think.
It is.
I know that we talked a lot about the rug. We went with the seagrass just to add texture and it just finishes the room beautifully. You still get to appreciate the square pattern of your floor in the dining room.
Is it too pretty for you? or
No, I
not?
think it looks great. I was really unsure about all the fabrics that you picked and the colors, and I am in shock. It's perfect. It's great.
I'm so happy that you say that. And we're not done yet.
This is just the living room.
This is the living room. What do you think?
Oh,
Amazing.
this is
I
great.
love the chairs.
Oh, you got 4 new chairs?
That's right. They're secondhand. And you know what? The scrolling detail in the top and kind of how it peaks here is mirroring what's happening with your original chairs. What about your light fixture?
Love it. Amazing.
Wow.
That's the showstopper in the room. It's open, it's airy because you have all of these windows, so I didn't want you to lose any of your views. You can still see straight through to your backyard.
You think you've seen everything and then there's something else to see in another corner and another surprise.
And this room has several. Those are all vintage plates, and it's just a very cheerful way to fill a wall, and it has a very eclectic look. That chest is new to you guys, but it's repurposed because it's a vintage piece. The hardware on that is original. You can't buy hardware that's like that.
I'm speechless. I think it's a fantastic job. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Exactly how I imagine it to be and much, much more. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
We just can't wait for you guys to get out so we can enjoy the space.
Okay, well, I'll leave then.
It's finally good to settle down, and Sam's given us a space that we can finally call home.
By using colorful fabrics and lots of vintage furniture, we've given Chetna and Bhups a warm and personal space that looks like it's been created over time. And now that they've settled down, they can spend more time enjoying it.
And maybe we'll get the upholsterer just to even trim some of this foam.
I think that's a good idea if we just get them to lessen this a bit so that
Yeah.
you're not forced to sit up so straight.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Okay. You want to get into your food.
I love it.